Hello, it's Eric Jingles with BuzzLocal.tv, and with us, as always, is our spoiler-free movie reviewer, Glenn Monroe. Glenn, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Super excellent. Thank you for asking. Today we have a solo review of one movie,
Yes,
Solo.
that's correct.
Now, we're on the street. People are sounding about that they're being disappointed, but I think, as you mentioned, that needs to be quantified.
Well, yeah, because a lot of people are saying, oh, it's disappointing, and we're hearing the news is disappointing because the box office results were disappointing. But that's just a measure of who showed up. That's not a measure of how the movie actually is.
Oh, okay.
And people are tying, here, oh, it had a huge opening weekend, it must be good. No, that just means it had a marketing campaign that drew people out, or it's part of a franchise that drew people out. So why would the franchise of Star Wars not draw people out? Because people are starting to second guess Disney's choices, in that we have this movie that nobody asked for, that it's nobody needed an origin story of Han Solo. We like Han Solo, we like Harrison Ford. There's no reason we don't need any of that stuff. Mm-hmm. So we didn't need this movie at all. So I went in about as neutral as you go. It was great.
Really?
It was surprisingly, it was surprisingly great. Mm-hmm. The things they did really well, they packed it with a solid supporting cast because you've got an unknown lead. And actually putting an unknown lead in was a good choice too. So I'll come back to that. Solid supporting cast. We've got Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones, Daenerys Targaryen. Ooh. We have Vision from the Avengers movies, Paul Bettany. Mm-hmm. You've got Woody Harrelson from everything. Then you've got Donald Glover, I believe it is, as Lando Calrissian. And so, and he's been consistent. This is the guy who started off in Community, the sitcom, and he's consistently excellent. And he's getting awards now for his writing and directing. So he's a real up and comer. And then you've got, I can't even tell you the name of the actor who played the lead. I didn't bother to check it out. I didn't know him. I didn't recognize him. And that's a good thing. I'm seeing criticisms online saying, well, he doesn't look like Harrison Ford. He doesn't sound like Harrison Ford. And that's great. Because if he looked like Harrison Ford or sounded like Harrison Ford, but isn't Harrison Ford, we would hate him for it.
You're right, that's true.
You'd hate the impression.
Where do you get out trying to be like Harrison Ford?
Yeah, you're not as cool as Harrison Ford. So it's very different in that way.
Okay.
We get to see where the Han-Chewie relationship came from, and it makes perfect sense, and it works really, really well. So these are the things that worked really well with it overall. It is a story of scoundrels. It's not the story of the Force. So it's not a lightsabers movie. It's not a Force movie. It's a scoundrels movie.
More of a Pirates of the Caribbean, but in space.
Very much. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Very much that way. But there's solid action through it in different kind of chases. There are land chases. There are air chases. There are other chases I don't want to mention. Mm-hmm. So that all works really well. But they're also building the story and building the character. So with that, there's some dialogue. The dialogue may have felt a little bit longer, but it still works for me overall. Now, part of the reason I noticed the dialogue scenes being a bit longer was I sat in a D-box seat, the shaky seats.
Okay, yeah. Good.
This is a great D-box movie.
Is it? Okay.
Oh yeah, you're bounced around like crazy, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Do we see like a teenage Chewbacca?
No, we see Chewbacca as Chewbacca. Actually, Chewbacca was probably my favorite character in the movie, and that relationship between the two of them worked really, really well. Because Chewbacca's always been kind of a plus one.
Right.
He's meat in this one here. The Millennium Falcon is almost a character because there's so much of the story of that and the whole Han and Lando thing.
Sure.
Like that worked really well. Plus they dropped nice hints that I went in kind of mediocre as far as what will this movie be. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to the follow-up.
Which follow-up?
To the Han Solo sequel.
Okay. So is there any fear now that they've started this and with Solo, now we're going to see a baby Chewbacca, or we're going to get the early Jar Jar or something? Are they just going to go through everybody now? Think, okay, well, we made some money off this.
They have already announced a Boba Fett movie.
A what?
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. Which one's Boba Fett?
Boba Fett was the coolest looking guy from Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. The bounty hunter.
Oh, the bounty hunter.
Yeah, right. So they're already planning on his origin story or his backstory. So there's that one announced, and now there's a lot of buzz online of all the jokes of, they're going to do a story of the little monkey thing that Jar Jar's needs, and it'll be his backstory. It's like, yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. So where did they draw the line?
Yeah, they will likely find where that line is. They're going to probably play with that line a bit more. Mm-hmm. If Solo does well, and it hasn't done great opening weekend, but it'll be interesting to watch week 2.
Why do you think that is? Because nobody, like you said, nobody was asking for it. So like,
there's that. People got angry with Last Jedi. People got really angry at Star Wars over Last Jedi, and so this might be kind of a revenge, stick it to the man kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But Ron Howard directed this one. He did a great job with it, and I'm seeing a lot of praise for Ron Howard for what he did with this movie. So, I think it really worked. It'll be interesting to see. This one probably has legacy to it, and will probably do better on people will do the digital purchase of this one, or
Right.
they'll wait, or they'll just steal it offline.
Oh, don't encourage that.
I don't encourage
so
that at all.
Okay, in deference to Newmarket, how many squirrels would you give this out of 10?
Probably about an 8, I think.
Ooh,
I
eight out of 10 squirrels.
liked it. But
Nice.
nice about Solo in particular is it's good for kids. And that shouldn't be shocking to me, but the Avengers movies have foul language to them. Marvel has done this colossal mistake, in my opinion, of having superheroes swearing. And superheroes are role model characters, and they shouldn't be using foul language from characters that kids look up to. None of that in this movie here. So it's not, I can't think of anything graphic, anything overly violent. There's characters die. I mean, it's lightsabers and not lightsabers, it's swords and that kind of thing. So characters will get killed, but it's not graphic. It's not, nothing like that. Yeah. So it's not overly graphic. It's not overly scary at any given point. There's no foul language. So this is, bring the kids.
Good.
This is a good show.
Good to know. Well, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Glenn Monroe, our spoiler-free movie reviewer for Buzz Local, coming to us weekly, talking about Solo this week, and sounds like it's 8 out of 10 squirrels. How could you not want to go? Thanks for watching.